Hello, everybody. It has been a while. Lots gone on. So I thought we would give you a little update. We'll touch on the snakes a little bit. We'll touch on shows a little bit, and then maybe a little bit on our life right now. But first, let's go ahead and start with the snake rack. All right, so the snake rack moved a little bit. In fact, this is the reason why we have taken in this guy. His name is Hades. He came from California. Unfortunately, he wasn't being kept in the best of conditions. He's very thin, so we are working on refeeding him. He was fed live mice, or live rats, and the first night that we got him, he actually took a frozen thawed soft fur, African soft fur, without any issues, took it eagerly, and then looked for more. So he doesn't have a feeding problem. He just had a not being fed problem. But his tank we're slowly working on right now, and we will explain probably why here in a little bit. But that is his house. I came with him, and he's going to be with us for a while. And then he will be going to his new official owner's house at some point. All right, so the snake rack. It's been moved over. It's lit up. Actually, I just redid the lights, I think on Monday or Tuesday, because the top half stopped working. But we got 3 empty rows right there. And then we get to start with the girls. Tira got a larger bin. She is, I don't know where she's at right now. I can't even see it. It's so tall. She's probably in her, oh, I see a head in the back. There she is. There's the Tira. She's got a larger house now. Again, temporary. We are working towards switching them out to stackables, which will be even larger. They're going to be 4x2x2s. But in the meantime, while we're collecting those, because Lord knows we need a bunch of them, we got a bigger house. Miss Claire also got herself a bigger house. Hi, baby girl. She is looking beautiful as always. I gotta try to close this without, getting her caught. Those little cheeks. I'm gonna get those cheeks. Sorry, baby. She's doing good. There's a little bit of humidity in there. I gotta start wiping off the sides to get that cooler. All right, in this bin we have, I don't know if you had it last time. I named the last time you guys saw him, but I think so. That's Rocky. Rocky's little face. Kind of hard to see. He's hiding back there. There he is. He is not so hissy anymore. Okay, he lied. He says, you lie about me. He's gotten sweeter though, more handleable. This one, Monty, is actually pending a shed test. That should be back sometime this week to show whether or not Monty is a male or a female. So Mont Blanc, it might be instead of a Monty, it might be a Blanca. But once we get that test back, we can start looking for a Lucy or a Het Lucy pair for them for breeding. But you certainly don't want to breed Lucy to Lucy because there's issues. So the hets are great. Oh, baby. And we are still hissy as ever. All right, below them, we have another pair of hognoses. That's baby boy. Nilly, Vanilla, whatever you want to call him. I just call him baby boy. Is doing great. We're growing slowly. And we found out that we are also, if I stay here long enough, we're going to try to bite. We are a biter. In fact, that was my cue to go ahead and just move along. But baby boy is doing great. And our twin, not really twin, Razzie, inside our house here. We do not like to be held. We don't really like to be fussed around with. In fact, sometimes we run away from our food. So we are not a hand-me snake. So we're all the way in the back now. We're like, I'm out of here. Get some food in a little while. But there is Razzie. So that's the hog noses in the rack. Now we move on to the milk snakes. Oh, there's a snake next to me. I didn't even know it. Maz is getting big. Molly is in her log. She is getting big. She is very flighty. In fact, she jumped out of her box, which is probably, might have been actually up one. She jumped out and tried to take off. That was fun. This is our Nelson snake. She still does not have a name. Sorry, baby. But we're getting big. Looking good. And Camby, our Pueblan maybe, Stewarts. I don't know. We got that V on our nose. I'm still thinking we're part Stewarts. But Camby actually does tolerate a little more interaction. Hey, you. It's more, like I said, more tolerant. And that's kind of a Stewart snake thing, is they'll put up with more. Leo. Hello, gorgeous. It's our other Stewarts. He's doing great. Living large. And waiting on his big house too. Because we are a little bit small for this, or a little big for that bin. There you go, there's Leo. We have Tori. Always in the same spot. You can always find her right here for the most part. Every once in a while she does get underneath. She has her own wood there that she'll climb under, but she likes it right there. That's where she's happy. And we've actually managed to hold her once without getting musked on, so we're getting more tolerant. All right, below them, let's see. Where are we? Somewhere inside. Nope, we're on top of our house. Right there is Sausalito. Sauce is still eating just live. We are trying to switch him over to African soft furs that are frozen. Failed once, and so I turned around the next day, gave him a live, and we'll show you the result of that. Oh, there's Apollo again. He actually is going to go to the same, or his owner, when they pick him up, is going to be the same owner as Hades, our friend who we are feeding up. And then lastly, we need to get you some cleaner water, is Tahiti. And we still do not like being held. We don't like being messed with. I don't know what we're going to do with this girl. She's beautiful though. So that is the rack. Everybody's kind of in order. A little bit low there. Yeah, there's a rack. Let's go see some of the other snakes. All right. Our princess. She is in the back. Oh, I thought I saw a face. She is in the back. Not much has changed with her. We're getting large. We're beautiful. Coming out and interacting. She got herself a new little effigy. It's very cute. She puts her head on top of its head. But that might get moved around just a little bit. Maybe put it in the background. Her camera. So her camera, if you guys have not, or I'm sure you have noticed, her live cam has been off. There was an issue with disconnecting and reconnecting things on the computer and trying to figure out what was connected and disconnected. So right now we are currently looking at getting a laptop specifically for live streaming this enclosure. And we'll get that up hopefully here soon running. We also got these beautiful little candelabras, I guess. Yeah, candelabras. They're very cute. But yes, so the plan is we're going to get this running again. You'll be able to watch Petey throughout her day. She is still active during the day and still having a good time. And then we have an open enclosure. Oh, hi, Parfait. Parfait is a huge chunk. Well, not really that huge, but she's getting there. She is getting chonky. So, looking forward to her hopefully having some babies here in the future. Our only problem is I wasn't planning to brumate her, and her plan is I don't want to eat. So she has skipped several meals lately. We are cycling their lights a little different now. We're trying to shut it off a little bit earlier. It's still just as warm, just with less lights. So she's just kind of, there is a spider web in there. Can you see that? Look at that. I'll have to figure out where her friend is and get rid of it. But yeah, she's just doing what nature does and goes, yeah, I'm not hungry. It's wintertime. I want to go to bed. So she may actually end up in the brumator / incubator, which we now have up and running. There's nothing in there. We are checking temps. You always want to make sure your temps are good. You don't have issues with heating or freezing. So far we have checked for brumation and it holds the temp right where we want it very well. So now we are checking the incubation. That way, next a couple months, if we end up with some babies, not from her, she's still a little small. Maybe this time next year we're gonna have some parfait and some donuts. They're little babies. At least we know we'll have an incubator ready for them. And there we go. There's Parfait. Out and about, doing her things. From there, let's go over here. Cece, she's in here somewhere. That's Cece for you. But she's doing good. She's growing. She's eating her meals as she should. And just kind of enjoying life. Milano is over here. She could actually use just a little bit more weight on her. She's not thin. Oh, there's a face. Wait, there you go. There's a face. But female ball pythons should be a little bit more chunky. She could put on a little weight. We're not looking to breed her. It doesn't really harm. She's a healthy weight. It's not going to harm her. I'm sure she would enjoy a little bit more food. That's that. She now has, she's got isopods now in her enclosure to help keep it clean. But I think that's pretty much it for what's changed on Miss Milano. From there, we're going to go see Mr. Hissy Man. He is still a jerk. I swear, okay, I gotta get him some water. Where are you at, buddy? There we go. He is a jerk, but we love him. Where you at, jerk face? There we go. Look at that angry face. Nothing much has changed in his enclosure. He is also going to be up for a larger house as we start building them out. Then we got Mr. Biscoff, Bisky Man. He has taken the habit of just laying right there if we don't interact with him enough. And he just lays there for days. But he's eating well. He looks bright when he's out. Seems to enjoy being able to come out of his house. So I think he just wants a little more interaction. Whether or not that's something they actually want or don't want, he just seems happier after he's been out. All right. Now, let me unclip this one. All right. Miss Mel. not much has happened with her. She is also a brat who loves to hiss with her tongue out. But we need to upgrade some of their balls because they're getting awfully close to getting stuck. Those little chunky monkeys. Where'd you go? She's hiding. But again, her too will get an upgrade. Her and Toph will probably actually end up moving into just larger front enclosures because they're not that big. Well, I mean, they're big, but they're not, they still fit the other enclosures pretty well. But so there'll be some shuffling around as we build the enclosures. Right now we've got one. We are talking to our friends at Recoil about getting some more. But there we go. There is the hissy corner. Make sure everybody is locked in tight. You're fine. You're locked in. Lord knows I found that door open, and thankfully Toph did not realize it was open. But all right, on to the next. All right, we just caught the tail. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's Bluey, our little blueberry muffin. So Bluey, we have been putting females in with just to kind of check their interaction. And so maybe the females will get used to the scent of the other snakes. Whoop! And Bluey is, doesn't seem too interested, and this kind of feels a little familiar. But we don't get twitches. We don't get tail wags. Well, Claire's tail wagged at Bluey for what that's worth. But Bluey does what Bluey does. So Bluey is also pending a gender test that should be hopefully back this week, maybe next week. But we're going to see if maybe Bluey is going to hold true to the cartoon. And if you didn't know, cartoon Bluey is actually a female. So maybe we jinxed it. We're going to find out. All right, in here is Pirouette. Nothing's really changed on her. She's got her plants. She's got her log. And I thought there was a face. There's no face there. But she likes to stick her head out and kind of see just what is going on. I'm a little nosy, but no, I don't really care to come out. Yeah, not much has changed with her. Still eating great and being a ball python, so we don't do a lot. There you go. All right, there in the back is our friend Tito. Tito, we still haven't really put too much in his house. But he is also, he's probably snake number 2 for the actual upgrade. And then this will be cleaned out and made into a hognose house. And the reason why he is snake number 2 is that in here, which you can't see, always kind of looks like there's a little shadow. But in here is a beautiful snow Honduran milk snake. She is about, say she's probably about 3 or 4 years old. Her shed came out to 4 feet 8 inches, but when they shed it stretches out. So we figured she's about a 4.5 foot snake. She has had 1 clutch of eggs, 4 eggs, that she laid last year. We didn't lay this year. But we picked her up at Tinley Park because the person who had her and was breeding her was looking to get out of Hondurans. And she's very pretty. I'll see if I can't get a video of her before I post this. But she's a white milk snake. Snow snakes are white. Petey's technically a conda snow, which makes her a Yeti. But her markings are extremely light, very hard to see. And as far as we can tell from speaking to other milk snake breeders, she should be think he said that she is a falcon line, but she might be an extreme as well. I'll have to look through my notes. But that's what we know about her 4 eggs. She is going to go into the brumator here in January after she goes and sees our vet. And he gives his blessings to go ahead and we'll put her in the brumator, and we'll put Petito in the brumator. And when they come out about a month later, we'll pair them up and see if maybe she will bless us with some beautiful little milk snake eggs. And hopefully we'll have some beautiful little Honduran milk snakes to share with everybody. But that's her house for now. Kind of just plants sitting in pots. I know, it's lovely. But she's too big for this enclosure. She has her new house is ready just as soon as she is out of quarantine, which is probably about 2 months away. So right about the same time that we will take her out of the brumator, into the brumator, we will build out her house so she can go into her house when we're done. All right, we're not done with the snakes. We got one more snake who's just in a different room, but I thought I'd stop in, and you guys have seen this, right? I think, let's see. But there's powder on the window. Where are they? Okay, we're blending in. There is a blue poison dart frog somewhere right around there. There's actually 4 in there total, but that is still filled up with plants. I just need to clean the window. But there's poison dart frogs. No, we're not going to breed them. I thought about maybe putting a petri dish in with some water. If they have babies, they have babies. But I'm not looking to get into those. Here's the backside. Can we see the backside? Right there. Ooh, there we go. Powder in the way. There we go. Yeah, got some poison dart frogs in there if you guys haven't seen them before. And if you have, they're still around kicking, eating, and enjoying their extra large house. We also have the axolotls. There's Sochi. And then on the other side of this divider is Milko. Milko is a little bit bigger. Oh, well, that's great. Something fell apart. Okay, so my, glad we looked, the filtration system, the water's just kind of pouring out of it instead of into the little things because that kicked off for some reason. Don't know why. But there's also, I don't know if you guys can see it, it is so freaking dark. There is a baby right there. That is Chalco. So Chalco is a leucistic. Sochi's dirty leucistic. We got 3 axolotls, 2 on the baby side, 1 on the big side. We're hoping that Chalco will be a female because we are looking to breed these guys. Now with axolotls, what you need to know is the males will breed the females to death. And they don't mount them. They actually will just kind of lay out little cones of sperm for the females to insert into themselves. But nature kicks in, and so she'll do that as long as there's cones of sperm out to the point that they can die. So she will need her own house eventually if it turns out that that is a she, Chalco. And if it's not a she, then Chalco will be looking for a new home. But there's the axolotls. Once these guys get bigger, we'll open this up, let the boys stretch out, and we'll decorate this some more plants to help keep the enclosure clean. There are floating plants up there. But for now, this is their setup. They don't seem to mind too much. They certainly don't need friends, but there's room for a couple in there. All right, lastly is our other Pueblan milk snake. It's a high black. I don't know if you've met that one. This one's actually about ready to come out of quarantine. We're in the other quarantine room right now. And so they can go into the rack with the rest of the milk snakes. But there is somebody hidden in here. Great eater sticks their head out. I believe it's a male, if I remember right. Sticks her head out, takes the food from us very willingly, and then just goes back into their little here I'm hiding it wherever I want to be. But that's high black is what we're calling them for now. They need a name as well. We've been really slow on the milk snake names. But that kind of rounds out our 2 boys, 2 girls for our Pueblans. And then, so that's it for the snakes. But we're not done yet. So this is what happens when you have a live feeder who does not want to eat their food. This guy is Oreo. He is the sweetest thing. Loves to give kisses. But he was rejected by Sauce. We actually curled up with Sausalito in his hide. And so Sauce took a pet. He's a sweet boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You get wound up. Yes. Oh, I'm getting kisses. You were just so sweet. Yes, you are. I didn't want a pet rat. But if I had to have a pet rat, he is a great pet rat, huh? Now, Sauce isn't big enough to eat this guy. This guy's been with us for several months. Become part of our family, so he will not get fed to any of the snakes. He's just, yes, you're just a pet. Huh, cutie. But we do have another rat that Sauce has taken a pet to, actually chase Sausalito out of his hide. And we found Sauce on the side of it, what sweetie. And this other little guy on top of it. And I'll show you him now. So that one was Oreo, and this one is Pork. Lily's going to keep him. He is very much a baby. He is a pup. Oreo was actually about this size when we got him. So we're pretty confident we can keep him alive and he will live a nice, happy life with us, with Lily when she moves out, if she moves out when he's still alive. He must have found something he's eating. But little Pork is going to be in here just for a little while until we think he's okay to go in with Oreo, because we're not sure how Oreo will feel about having a roommate this small and who needs to be able to find their food easily and eat it because we don't have Mom around. There you go. Rat butt. Pork. Oh, okay, so nice dog food. That is it for the animals, like I said. I mean, we got the other animals still. We got the dog and the cats. But nobody cares about them. Everybody's got dog and cats. So that's our upcoming shows. The one on the top was actually moved from the weekend before Christmas to... Ooh, I didn't even do this calendar for this next month. I think we got like 1 or 2 weeks away now. So I'm rushing to get cultures made. We've got bugs. We're going to have more isopods at the show. Yeah, we're just kind of finding ourselves in a last minute pinch because it was just told to us. If you guys check out right here, this is where one of the places that we keep all the weights on our snakes. That is Faye on the top. She's 153. Petey is 158. So Petey is longer than Faye, but not as chunky, but she's starting to chunk up a little bit. Claire and Tira are right behind. And Mel is kind of in between them. Don't mind the lights. We have light bulbs that connect to Wi-Fi, and they keep looking for a Wi-Fi to connect to, so it's a little annoying sometimes. Big Rocky, Monty are doing good. The babies, Razzie and Baby Boy, were I think 8 and 9 when we got them, so they're up to 21. They're doing great. Cece is slowly climbing. Bluey, like I said, 90. When you're looking at around 80 or so, your males are pretty ready or getting ready to be sexually mature enough to breed. And again, the fact that Bluey is not showing any interest in the girls that we put in there makes me wonder if maybe Bluey's a girl or maybe we have the world's first gay snake. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll wait on the shed tests to come back. Look at Toph, 107. He a big boy. He a big boy. But yeah, there you go. Shows that are coming up, like I said, the ones on the bottom are not in order because when we looked at the board, we realized we were missing the OKC shows. Had to look it up. And then there's a new group that in town, Reptilian Nation. It was out here in October. We actually went out to dinner with them. We didn't vend that show. I wanted to check them out because I didn't know about them. And I was supposed to get certifications for my job. It's kind of boring, but I was supposed to have it done by that weekend. I had to sign up for a class only to find out I could get through with my employer. So I got it done the day before, but I still was not going to vend. Went out to dinner with them. We actually went out to dinner with Eslin. And Eslin is from Exotic Fire Hogs. He was actually the one we got Faye and Toffee from. And that was a real great time. I learned a lot from them. Very thankful. Thank you, Eslin. And then on the way home, something happened. All right, so on the way home, we hit a deer. We were actually almost home. We were getting off of one of the turnpikes, and there were 2 deer. We saw the first deer. We were able to avoid it, but in avoiding that one, we saw the second deer right before we hit him. Big old, I guess you could say it's a spike. It's a 2-point buck. Huge buck. We had a lot of people who stopped by and checked on us to make sure we were okay. We were, thank you. But they were commenting like, that's a big buck. So unfortunately, from what we've been told, the car is totaled. So we're now on the lookout for a new vehicle. But thankfully, the deer did not go through my window. It did hit more on my side. So I'm alive. I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm alive. I mean, you can't be mad about that. So it's going to make our life here a little interesting for a while as we look for a new car once we figure out what the insurance company is going to give us for our beautiful car, which is so sad. We just put 150,000 miles on it on like Thursday or Friday, so the day or two before. Never have had to put that car in the shop once, not once. We haven't even replaced the spark plugs this car. You get a Kia Sorento, they're great. They're great cars. But yeah, our wonderful cars now is no more. So we are looking for a car that can tow our trailer specifically. Actually, I shouldn't say car. I think we're headed more towards a Chevy Traverse. Really nice car. That's fairly reliable from everything I've read and what I've heard. So, but that's the big life update. Just a lot of pain. In fact, my shoulders and my back are hurting me right now. So we're going to wrap this up. But everybody, it's good to see you again. Look forward to more videos. We're going to go back and start doing our feeding videos again. And have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your friends and families. Take care.